Hello, New Wave of British Heavy Metal.com here. Today it's the 2nd of December 2021. Before we get into the video, if I could ask for the usual opening request for a favour, and that's if you would subscribe to the channel. That would be excellent if you'd do that, big favour. Okie dokie, today here's a name from the past for you, Peter Goalby, who of course, marvellous vocalist, best known for his time with Trapeze, and then later he had a 3-album stint with Uriah Heep in the 1980s, and then kind of disappeared. But here's his solo album, Easy with the Heartaches, that he recorded the songs for not long after he left Uriah Heep. And here we are, 40 years or so later, well, 30 odd years, my maths are a bit rough today. 30 odd years later, it's got a release, and it's excellent stuff as well. Really good to hear fresh sounding melodic rockers, and Peter's voice is sparkling as it always was. 11 songs on this album that he originally recorded just after he left Heep. And his voice is in fine form, that lovely soulful, rangy, powerful mixture that he got. And of course, the rumour was, or the story was, or whatever you want to call it, after he did leave Heep, that was because his voice gave out. Well, if you listen to this, you will know that that can't have been the case, because as I said, these were written and recorded just after he left Heep, and his voice is marvellous. And as he says on the inside flip of the CD cover, just for the record, my voice did not give up, I did. So there you've got it. Nothing wrong with his voice. I think he just had enough of the music biz. So that's a record set straight on Peter's voice. Marvellous. And so, well, what we've got here on Easy with the Heartaches, 11 songs. Arguably, I guess you could say they're a bit of its time, a bit of an 80s feel to it, but that's not a bad thing. And you can hear in a lot of stuff in a similar style to what Heap were doing around like Head First as well. It's really excellent, catchy stuff. That said, even though it is a little bit of its time, the songs stand well on their own merits. They sound fresh. Plenty of lovely like melodic hooks, chugging riffs, keyboard swells, and so Peter's voice is right on point. It's all really well written and performed all the way through. Title track's a good example of that. Nice chugging riff, keyboard swells, really nice meaty melodic rocker. Hold a Dream, pretty similar in style. Chance of a Lifetime, that's a monster. That's my favourite on the whole album. I think that's a monster song. It's got it all, and it's so catchy as well. The hooks and the melodies and everything going. It's brilliant. We've got some ballady type stuff. Like I found Real Love, enjoyable ballad, as is the beautifully haunting Mona Lisa Smile. So catchy. I mean that surely was a hit single waiting to happen if it got a release back at the time. It's wonderful song, and so it continues throughout. It's an excellent, infectious, well performed, well written melodic rock, hooks, melodies. It's all going on. Really gets in your head. It's so infectious, and perhaps the closing three of Perfection, which is impossibly catchy. I built this house, and the last time showed Peter's songwriting and vocal range to the fullest extent. It's marvellous, and this is much more, this album, than a curiosity for old Heap fans such as myself. Easy with the Heartaches is an excellent showcase for Peter Goalby's songwriting and performing talents, and that marvellous voice of his. And I said, despite being written 30 odd years ago, back in the 80s, it sounds fresh and relevant today. Really excellent melodic rock with a bit of bite to it as well. Top marks to Peter for finding this, getting it a release, and putting out such a great album after all these years. When he has found a route to market for it. Top marks from me. So if you would like to check it out, there as always is a link in the description below to the album on Amazon in its various formats. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, would appreciate that. Every subscriber helps us grow a little bit. As always as well, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and of course, do take care.